As I grieved the unexpected and sudden loss of my boy Milo, I realized while grieving that my boy has taught me a valuable lesson about life into the new year.
For Milo.
3 days ago, I lost my dog. He was just a little over 2 years old. In October 15th, he would have been 3. He was hit by a car on January 1st, 2025. His name was Milo. He was a black lab that was fearless, kind, precocious, and probably the sweetest dog you ever met. I mean, he loved people. And quite often we would have to find remote places to let him run free and wild because if he came across another person or dog, he immediately ran to them to play. He would often greet them with 1 or 2 leaps in the air and then revel in their gentle touch as they greeted him with equal amounts of joy and affection. It was honestly a rare occasion to come across an individual whose heart Milo didn't melt. He was just that lovable. And on top of that, he was a stud. Every time I took Milo out, on average, about 100% of the time my boyfriend and I, we would get a response about how handsome and beautiful our pup was. He was gorgeous. In fact, one afternoon, very recently, my boyfriend and I were just discussing about maybe how we should enter him in Best in Show to let Milo strut his handsome physique. My Milo was something special, and I know as dog owners, we all feel that way. But he turned my cold stone pet-hating heart into experiencing what grieving and having unconditional love really means. As I grieved the unexpected and sudden loss of my boy Milo, I realized while grieving that my boy has taught me a valuable lesson about life into the new year. I didn't start out liking dogs, although it was something I used to wish for every Christmas as a child, but my parents were more cat people than dog people, so Santa never delivered a cute little puppy for me on Christmas Day. And by the time I became an adult, I was very set in my ways and thought dogs, cats, and pets in general were just like more of a nuisance than a blessing. I couldn't understand how people quite often in my eyes would treat their pets better than they would treat other human beings. And when someone grieved over a pet, I'll be honest, I just didn't get it. Plus, being a germaphobe myself, I thought, heck no, were those paws, dirty little money paws, coming into my pristine house. I mean, ugh. But then I fell in love with a gentle and quiet giant who I suspected was a bit of an animal whisperer himself. So for Christmas of 2022, my boyfriend and I gifted each other with Milo, a beautiful black lab only 10 weeks old. Anyone who has ever owned a puppy knows the era and the trauma and terror that ensued for the next few years, from potty training to the dissemination of your couch and pretty much every household furniture you hold near and dear. You know, having a puppy is no small feat. Milo and I, honestly, in the beginning did not have the smoothest start. At first, I was so confused by his constant following me around the house. Honestly, I didn't understand why he needed to be everywhere I was. I would often turn to him and reprimand him for following me around. Nothing seemed to work, not even treats, nothing. He just wanted to be around me. Then, as a puppy, he would just always sleep by my bedside, which was very narrow angle. And when he got older, he would force himself in and out of that throughout the night. And honestly, eventually that won my heart. One evening, I turned to Milo on the couch and looked back at his big black eyes looking up at me. I asked him, "I know you, don't I? We've met before." To my surprise, he jumped up, took a few steps back, and began barking excessively as if he had something to tell me. I felt as if he was saying, "Yes, don't you remember? We were family and been friends for hundreds of years, and I've just been hanging out with your guardian angels waiting to hang out with you again." But as I reminisce about his short life, I can't help but wonder if we had him on borrowed time. Just 1 year into his life, Milo mysteriously got sick, and none of the veterinarians at the hospital knew what was wrong with him. He was weak, couldn't walk, and it looked like we had to say goodbye, which was the recommendation of every vet. He was too young to die. We kept saying to each other, he should have a full life, and we could give him a good life. We kept hoping and praying, but it all seemed bleak. And when we couldn't stand to see him suffer any longer in pain, so instead of putting him to sleep in a cold hospital room, my boyfriend and I decided to take him home where we would shower him with unconditional love. But to our surprise, a miracle blessing was bestowed upon us. Within hours, we started seeing our bouncy, precocious boy move around, and by the end of the week, we had our boy back, causing terror and spreading love. Just a few days ago, before our pup left us, I was down in the dumps and feeling depressed and sorry for myself about life. But little did I know that my final days with Milo was going to teach me a valuable lesson about my life. He loved me no matter what. It didn't matter how far I got in life, what job I had, how much money I had in the bank, what goals I did or didn't accomplish, where I was in my hair care business, who was disappointed in me or not. He just loved me for me unconditionally. He was not only my boy that we raised to see grow into a handsome young lab, he was my friend, my best friend. I've moved twice in the past 3 years because my boyfriend serves our country, and I've spent more time with him than any other human being over the past 3 years. I went from a non-dog lover / pet lover to becoming the exact opposite. Milo taught me to open my heart. By loving him unconditionally, his sudden and shocking death held a mirror to myself and about so many things I've been hanging on that I need to let go. One of those is to start loving myself unconditionally, to see myself as my pup saw me, someone worthy of unconditional love no matter the lot I have in life, to be fearless, to open myself up to people, that most people are kind if you meet them with joy, love, and kindness, and most likely that is what you will receive from them. By opening my heart to Milo, he taught me what unconditional love is truly about. I will miss my boy, my friend, glaring at me from the front door as I get ready to run an errand with his soft black eyes that scream, "Please take me with you." I'll miss his gentleness and play with our new puppy Josie, named after my favorite singer, Mrs. Josephine Baker. I'll miss the silent yet profound lessons he taught me about life, both in his death and in his life. He was fearless, always leading our pack, running into the dark without question if he sensed something. It was amazing to see him become a young, handsome lab. While I'm still experiencing grief and the lessons of our short time together, I know the lessons from his life will continue to unfold right now. I am just grateful that I experienced unconditional love and learned how to give it. I may not have been able to have children of my own, but Milo was my boy. He was my friend. He was my fearless protector. And Mama loves you always and forever. Run free, wild boy. Wherever you may be, run free. Thank you for choosing us. Until next time, my furry, handsome friend.
For Milo. I love you, Papa.
Good boy, Bubba. Go, Milo. Good boy. You can do it. Good boy. No, you can do it, Bubba. Good boy, Bubba.
Pretty deep water.
Yeah. It's okay. You can do it. Oh my God, I captured it. Finally, he's swimming in deep water. Good boy. boy, Papa. This is actually very sweet.